So my voice has to go through the same microphone as you, or, oh, this is the microphone?
Yep.
It's working?
Yep.
Okay, great, okay. So I'm going to use this selection, and it goes responsively, the second one. And I'm assuming I'll say responsively. Page 6, okay.
Attending the service
Uh-huh.
is because both of you are.
Oh, you're a star?
No,
Oh, not us. I mean, Michael maybe, yeah, but certainly not me. I, I am no star. But it looks like we got a minion. That's good.
just about. Thank you for leading us in service this evening.
Thank you for coming. I was expecting maybe not a minion, maybe 9 people. Uh, so
I'd like to support you.
I appreciate it.
Support your efforts.
Appreciate it very much.
I could do.
I asked Harold already,
If you have somebody.
but you would have been next up. Hi, Rich.
Yep. 11 right now. 11 right now. Yeah.
Okay, 1 minute to showtime. Yeah. All right. Okay, it's 6:05. I'm Marnie Oskin, and I've been asked by Rabbi Marks to help lead this evening's Shabbat service. I want to welcome all the people who are Zooming in tonight. Thank you for coming, and for all of those who are here on this cold, somewhat prior to New Year's service. Thank you for coming out this evening to join us. Please turn to page 6. Please join me in responsive reading for the second prayer on the page. May the door of the synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have
cares unburdened.
burden, thanks to express hopes to nurture. May the door of the synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity.
May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet.
May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May the synagogue be, for all who enter, a doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. Please turn to page 10. Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Hayafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Hayafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Please turn to page 3. This time for the candle blessing. Cynthia Miller is going to be assisting us with that.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of all the generations of Israel who have kindled lights, so may we, in our day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, eternal our God, sovereign of the universe, who has taught us the way of holiness through mitzvot and commanded us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Please turn to page 2. Oh, okay. And now page 14. Ruach Latzadik Uishmarei Simcha Or Zaruach Latzadik Uishmarei Simcha Zarua la tzadiku yishmerei simcha. O yishmerei simcha. Zarua la tzadiku yishmerei simcha. O yishmerei simcha. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. O zarua la tzadik uyishmerei simcha. O zarua la tzadik uyishmerei simcha. O zarua la tzadik uyishmerei simcha. Uyishmerei simcha. O zarua la tzadik uyishmerei simcha. Uyishmerei simcha. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Please turn to page 17. Memu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu l'hakadsho. Memu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu l'hakadsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romanu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romanu. Memu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu l'hakadsho. Memu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu l'hakadsho. Please turn to page 20 and join me. Lachu l'Adonai, lachu dodi v'likra kala p'nei Shabbat v'nekabala. Shemor v'zachor b'dibor achad ishmiyaru el hamnuchad. Adonai achad u'shmo achad l'shem ultiferet v'litila. Please join me. Likra Shabbat lachu v'ncha ki hi makor abracha. Marosh mikadam nisuka sof ma'asa makshala tehila. Please join me again on page 21. Hitori yitori kibara uvri uri. Uri, Uri, Shir Dabri, Kivod Adonai, Alaya Nagila. Please stand. Join me again together. Bo'i b'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha uv'tza'ala, tof emunei am segula, bo'i kala, bo'i kala. You may be seated. Page 22. Shimcha Elyon, Ulizamer Shimcha Elyon, Lehagi Halelot, Alei Aso, Ave Aleina, Ave Alei, Higayon Bechino. More shir, Yom HaShabbat, Kol V'hodot Adonai. Ulezamer L'Shimcha Elyon, Ulezamer L'Shimcha Elyon. Matani Adonai Yifa'alecha, Asa Yadecha Aranein. Ma'gadlu Ma'asecha Adonai Me'od Amitu Nafshefotecha Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat Tov Le'hodot Le'Adonai L'Zamer L'Shimcha Elyon L'Zamer L'Shimcha Elyon Shir Yom HaShabbat Tov Le'hodot Le'Adonai L'Zamer L'Shimcha Elyon L'Zamer L'Shimcha Elyon L'Zamer L'Shimcha Elyon. Please turn to page 26. Please rise.
Yitzkadal, Yitzkadal, Shmei Rabbah.
Amen.
Yamadi Brachute, V'yamich Malchute,
Chayechon Yomechon Uvchayedeko Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Ba'agala Uvizman Koriv Ru Amen. Heshmei Rabbah Mevarach Ya'olam Olam Me'amayam Yitbarach
Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitbar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shemei Kedusha,
Brichu
Leilam min kol birchata v'shirata,
Tushbechata V'nechamata Dan Bihiran B'yama Maru Amen. Please turn to page 28. Baruch hu et Adonai Barach, Baruch Adonai Barach, the Olam Va'ed. Please turn to page 30.
Baruch atah
Adonai,
Eloheinu
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chachma pateach sharim, uvit minah sha'neh itim, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים, במשברותיהם ברוקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור. ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ומביא לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, מריב ערבים. Page 32. אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת, ראו מצוות, קיימו משפטים, אותנו למדתם, אותנו למדתם. אלוהינו אדוני אלוהינו ושכנו, היינו נשיח בחוקיך, נשמח בדברי תורתך, מצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו, לאורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. עבדך אל תסיר, אנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. Shem kivod, alchuto, leolam, leolam va'ed. Ta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavcha, b'chol nafshecha, ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בהם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשבתך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תסגרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Please join me by turning to page 39 in the middle. This is a responsive prayer. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace. Give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory, and earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered at Sinai. We bound ourselves to your way, inspired by prophets and instructed by sages. Time and again, we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let's continue to work for the day when the nations will be one in peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Page 40. Please turn to the top of page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live and with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts. That we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Adonai, pray to God, Shalom. Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim, Ve'al Kol Amo, Ve'al Kol Yerushalayim. Adonai, pray Sukkot Shalom. Shalom Aleinu, Ya'kol Amo Yisrael. Shalom Aleinu, Ya'kol Amo Yisrael. Please turn to the bottom of page 45. More than the Jewish people has kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept the Jewish people. Let's sing together on the top of page 44. Amru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam b'rit olam. Amru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam Berit Olam, Beini Uvein Bnei Yisrael, Oti Leolam, Nishamru B'nei Yisrael, Et HaShabbat, Asot Et HaShabbat, V'doratam, Berit Olam, Kisheshet Yamim Yamim Asa Adonai, Et Hashemayim Et Haaretz, Amru B'nei Yisrael Et HaShabbat, Sot Et HaShabbat V'doratam, Berit Olam, Uvayom Hashvi Shabbat Vayinafash, Shabbat Vayinafash, Amru B'nei Yisrael Et HaShabbat, Asot Et HaShabbat V'doratam, Berit Olam, Shamru B'nei Yisrael Et HaShabbat, Asot Et HaShabbat V'doratam, Berit Olam. Please rise and join me on page 46.
Adonai Sefatai Tiftachu Fi Yadi Tehilatecha. Adonai Sefatai Tiftachu Fi Yadi Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotinu v'Imotzeinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ahel Hagidol Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei Hakol, Bezocher Chastei Avot V'Imaot, Umedi Gula L'Ibnei Bneihem, L'man Shemo Yahweh, Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Yezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei Akol atah Rav Hoshea, Mashiach Ruach, Moroi Bagashem, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayei Akol Rachamim Ravim, Somech Noflim, Rofech Olim, Umatzir Asurim, Umchayim Emeneto L'Shemei Achad, Mi Chamocha Ba'od Devorot, Umidam Elach, Melech Memitum Chayei, Umatzliach Yeshua, V'namanata L'Chayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei HaKol. Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kedoshim B'chol Yom Hallelujah Sawa. Baruch atah Adonai, Mahel HaKadosh. You may be seated. We will continue praying together on the top of page 65. Wait, it's 60. 60. I'm sorry. Page 60. Rav Yisrael Amcha Nasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Nasim Leolam. Tahu Melech Adon
lekol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon, lekol hashalom. Shalom ahav Yisrael amcha, sim yolam. Shalom ahav Yisrael amcha, tasim liolam. Tochenecha levarech et amcha Yisrael, bechol eitz uvechol shah b'shalomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael amcha, sim leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael amcha, sim leolam. Sim leolam. Sim leolam. We will be continuing on page 253 with our prayer for healing. And this week, in particular, we pray for the following Mishaberach people. Sheldon Cohn, Robin Harris, Wayne Silverman, Martin Rabinowitz, Simcha Ben Hinda, Tom Matyas, Karen Zandi, Ellen Passman, Diana Binder, Karen Fine Gallagher, Asher Gedalia Ben Malka, Steve Novak, Miriam Alkabes, Susan Slobard, Fred Siegel, Rabbi Herbert Bronstein, Nancy Lewitz, Minna Dina Bat Elke, Marcy Gelber, Ellen Hyman, Edie Jerome, Jamie Brook, Polly Waldman, Harav Shlomo Ben Alta, Leah V. Hillel Pesach, Bill Klapsch, Norwin Mirens, David Brodsky. Michael Passman, Steve Schiffman, Judy Kaplan, Yitzchak Ruvain Ben Vetcha, Jason Edward Zimmerman, Georgette Friedrichs, Griffin Max, Cynthia Roth Garfield. If I've mispronounced any names, please excuse me, and you can correct me if need be. The source of strength will bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. Let us say, Amen. Who's in need of healing with refuah shema, renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Now we take time now for our private prayers. Song, Imre P, the only be, Lifanech, Adonai Suri, Adonai Suri. At this time, I've prepared a few comments about the Torah portion, which for this Shabbat is Vayigash, which is about, and he went up. It's about the big reveal that happens for Joseph with his brothers. The Torah portion really begins with Judah pleading, begging that Benjamin not be made a prisoner. He's pleading to the prime minister of Egypt. All the brothers are trembling. They're beside themselves with fear of what they're going to be having to tell their father Jacob, who is back in Egypt, about why they let their brother Benjamin be taken as prisoner, being held until they come back. Joseph is unable to contain his overwhelming emotions, and he ends up revealing himself to his brothers. And via this, Joseph elevates himself. He brings himself closer to God. The brothers are totally astounded. The Pharaoh gives orders for the invitation to Joseph's family to join Joseph in Egypt, and the Pharaoh gives provisions and gifts to the brothers to take to Canaan so that they can bring their entire entourage back to Egypt. On Jacob's family, the entire family is coming back, and Jacob receives this calling, this message from God that he will prosper in Egypt and that Joseph will be with him upon his death while he comes to join his son Joseph in Egypt. There are tearful reunions which occur with Jacob and his entire family when they arrive into Egypt, and Jacob and the family are allowed to have land to shepherd their flocks in Goshen. The father continues with Joseph's prophecy. Joseph's prophecy is realized in this Torah portion and the people end up selling their land to the Pharaoh. And Joseph provides seeds to the inhabitants of Egypt, directing them to repay Pharaoh with 1/5 of their crop from all of their harvests. It seems to me that one of the themes discussed by the rabbis is Joseph elevating himself, forgiving his brothers for selling him into slavery. As Joseph attributes his insights and opportunities all to God's eternal plan, God's big plan in the sky. I'm struck with Rabbi Karen Kedar's Devar Torah commentary. I reviewed many different rabbis and what they said and thought about this particular portion. And she highlights the forgiveness and the reconciliation that is exhibited by Joseph and reciprocated by his brothers and his entire family. I'm struck by Jacob being set up of guilt and entitlement. I really kind of reflected on Jacob not being a very good father in this whole thing. I mean, he selects and he picks out favorite sons. He doesn't provide an equanimity, to his children. And Joseph is given very little duties and responsibilities, while all of those responsibilities are generally heaped on all of his brothers. So it kind of sets up a whole scapegoating that happens as a result of Jacob's behavior, setting Joseph up to be really not liked very much by his brothers, and which is why he's sold into slavery. It's hard to imagine that this is God's great plan, but I guess it is. The brothers are set up to be taken advantage of by Joseph. And Joseph really never forgets his roots and his origins, while displaying forgiveness and reconciliation in this particular story. And he ends up elevating himself with his whole family. Joseph's anger and bitterness, as well as his own guilt over his condescending behavior towards his brothers, ends up being worked out with his forgiveness and reconciliation towards his brothers. And the brothers' sincere guilt and protective behavior for Benjamin really is the key, the cue to which Joseph then feels that he can reveal himself to his brothers. Joseph's affirmation and forgiveness is given, but to reach out for reconciliation with his brothers and the entire family. We all have stories of broken family interactions where we feel angry and guilt and whatever with family members, whether it be brothers or sisters or cousins or aunts or uncles. But this is our family's histories and stories. This is what happens by living life, and we all have these stories. And what we learn through this particular portion is that forgiveness can help each of us to elevate ourselves and to uplift ourselves if we can find it within ourselves to forgive and attempt to reconcile with family and friends. Thank you for listening. Please turn to page 358. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that 282? I'm sorry. Please rise for Alina. Shabbat Ladon Hakol, Seikun Yotzeh Breshit, Shalosam Kiryan Arasot, Velosam Amuk Mishpachot Avrama, Shalosam Kavinu Kahan, Vegoram Aleinu Kechol Hamonam, Vanafyu Korim, Umishachavim Modim, Lifnei Melech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu,
Letzaken olam b'malchut Shaddai,
Ne'emar, V'haya Adonai, V'melech kol ha'aretz, Bayom ha'hu, Yeh Adonai echad, U'shemo You may be seated. Please turn to page 289. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled. It burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty, but soon it fades and substance is consumed, and it is no more. Please join me. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames we see no more and are no more seen. Yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory, slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. Please turn to page 295. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. Emmanuel Ager, Maria Girgoryevna Azenschacht, John Baskin, Minnie Berman, Marilyn Bregman, Samuel Chibnick, Ruth Dauber, David Ehrman, Bertha F. Fink, Harry Friedman, Edward Gilbert, Jacob Goldberg, Claire Goldberg Schwartz, Samuel J. Greenberg, Erwin R. Green, Haya Avramova Grimovich, Susan Handman, Dr. Harry Hurwitz, Theodore Hyman, Jacob L. Case, Pearl Kavish, Harry E. Korer, Jesse Gropfeld, Ann B. Leaf, Louis F. Levinson, Arthur Levy, Shirley Masters, Robert Morton, Anna Plusker, Betty Byron Port, Muriel Saxel, J. Yale Schreiro, Ann Shapiro, Abraham Bud Simon, Harry A. Citrick, Harold Smolin, Ray Stanfield, Rose Steinberg, Marlene A. Warwick, Florence Weinstein, Julius Weiss, Beverly Wolin, Bertha Young. If there is a name for El Malay Rachamim, I don't believe there is for this evening. If there's any correction for my pronunciation, please forgive me. Please rise, all mourners, for the mourners' Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divra kirotei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayei dekol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shomei Rabbah merach, olam u'meyamaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar yitromam v'yitnasei, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei d'kodsha brichu. Leila min kol brechata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, achayim oleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'b'mav, uyaseh shalom, oleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichranan v'livracha, may their memories all be a blessing. V'imru, 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 amen. V'imru, v'imru, amen. I'm inviting Adam to join us on the bima to make announcements for this weekend and for the coming period. Adam? Our president-to-be.
Thank you, Arnie.
Okay.
And thank you very much for leading services tonight, and thank you, Micah, for the beautiful music. Just a few announcements today. The temple office will be closed Monday, January 2nd. If you've got some business, come on Tuesday. Havdalah in a movie is Saturday, January 7th. We'll be watching and discussing the documentary American Birthright. Tuesday morning Sisterhood study with Rabbi Marks begins on January 10th. A continuation of the Israel Book Club, Part 1, Lunch and Learn, is now scheduled for Wednesday, January 11th. The next Shabbat Mishpacha and congregational dinner is Friday, January 13th, not next week, but the following week. Locks box order forms are available in your bulletin or online. I believe the last date for that is January 27th. You can register for all of these events as well as the Locks box program, of course, on ShulCloud. And just a reminder that Temple Beth Israel is now on Instagram. Please find us there, like us, follow, do all of the things to make us popular. Thank you very much. Shabbat Shalom and Happy New Year.
Thank you very much, Ed. It's time for Harold Levine to help lead us in the Kiddush. Please turn to page 4 and 5.
Vayihi Erev, Vayihi Boker, Yom HaShishi. And there was evening and there was morning the sixth day. Vayachulu hashamayim v'ha'aretz v'chol tzva'am. The heaven and the earth were finished in all their array. On the seventh day God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done. Page 5. Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו. בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון חילנו. זיכרון למעשה בראשית. יום תחילה למקראי קודש. זכר ליציאת מצרים. כיוונו בחרת, קבצנו קידשת, מכל העמים. בשבת קדשך, באהבה וברצון, הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. Amen. We will now say the Motzi with Michael leading us. Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Thank you, everyone on Zoom who joined us this evening. And I'm going to let everyone come up and have a piece of challah, if you wish.